Yeah.
But back then, I was starting to actually recall visually past lives, like
Yeah.
experiences that I'd had before, which naturally weirded the heck out of me when it first started. I was just like, I think I'm here in this place, but I see a whole dimension
Right.
over,
But I'm
and I'm like,
experiencing a different lifetime.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
that can be
I'll never forget when I
disorienting.
first saw. Did you see Doctor Strange? You must have seen the Marvel.
At some point, probably,
Yeah,
yes.
probably 10 years ago or more.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I remember being like, because like now we have the visual effects to like make that, and like I'm like such a nerd. It's so I was like, yes, and exactly. And that's what astral looks like. I'm like, it
That's
was
great.
so funny. But I had no context for it. I had
Right,
no
right, right.
So it was pretty freaky at the beginning, but a lot of different downloads, all about personal healing, integration, remembrance,
Yeah.
alignment, and yeah, it was very personal, which was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very accommodating, very and it was not easy. I
Yeah.
remember literally sitting down at probably like 10 weeks straight of this. Like there was no break. It just
Mhm.
kept happening. And at about 10 weeks, I just sat down and was like, listen, whichever of my guides is running this show, like, I need you to know that this is not sustainable. Like,
Yeah.
I need it to wind down soon because
Like
I'm
they
like,
press pause or have a little vacation.
right? I wasn't sure. I kept wanting to see like a gas gauge or something, and
Yeah.
I felt like I was looking at a container that was really close to overfilling. And
Mm.
just I was like, I know I'm not really going to be able to breathe once we flow over. So like,
Maximum
please, I just want
capacity.
to, can somebody check the and luckily, I think it was 2 weeks later, it just eased completely. It's like
Ah,
I
yeah.
went through a thing.
Hmm.
And again, I knew I could make it through the thing. That was probably the only time I was nervous was when about 10 weeks in where I was like, I really need a break. Like I need, like
Yeah, I feel like I'm
not
getting more than
great.
I can handle here.
Yeah. I'm like, oh. And that was probably the only time I was nervous. It's just like,
Wow.
I know I can handle it. I just don't know if I can handle it and practice and work and support or feed myself.
Yeah, that's often the challenge for people going through deep inner work and change and transformation is how do you balance still being in the world, just like being a human and functioning and creating an income, or maybe you have a family, you have kids, you have
Mhm.
all of that, and really feeling like all you can manage is to just be with everything that you're experiencing in your inner world. Oh,
Especially if you're a big feeler or
yeah.
anybody in Pisces right now, or like in a
Mhm.
world like the one that we're in now, like
Yeah.
about a storm or
All the
a
sensitive ones. Yes, I can totally relate. I have a Pisces moon, so growth
nice.
periods, yeah, they always involve deep emotional shifts and changes and feeling of everyone going through it, not just me.
Everyone going through it. I have a really interesting, I'm still learning, but I've been going down a pretty deep dive on astrology for the last couple of years, and I was joking with my mom a few months ago. I was explaining, I was like, okay, so I'm a Gemini sun with an Aquarius moon, and like I've had this weird mix of being an empath since I was a little one, and
Mhm.
also being able to fully intellectualize my emotions. Like I can schedule when I want to feel stuff.
Yeah.
I always have been able to. And I mentioned something like I was
Great
like, yeah, it
ability.
must be weird to like have a daughter that da da da. And she goes, well, it's good that you know that. She's like, yeah, I've noticed. Like, why are you
That's a unique
feeling right
ability.
now? Like, what is that about? So
But you
it's
just
really,
schedule it in. You create space for it,
yeah,
right? In a
yeah.
very
If it's
organized
rage, it
way.
should be probably a lone space, or if it's, like whatever. If you have people that don't mind, it's so funny. But now, like, to be able to sort of blend that, like, I can feel like a lightning rod in a crowd, and I used to do that.
Mhm.
And live music, I
Mhm.
remember the first time I ever saw a Broadway show, I just like shook and wept through the whole opening
Yeah.
number. It was The Lion King, though, in my defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're coming through the aisles. Yeah,
Right?
I was like not expecting it, and
All
the
fine.
sheer volume, like the number of voices, and I remember
Right.
my partner was looking at me and like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I was literally just like, ooh, like Well, and it wasn't like happy. It was like, I am a copper
Yeah.
rod in a lightning storm. Like, this is not okay. So I have that like totally weird intellectual, like emotional scheduler
Yeah.
and this empathy that I had to get a lot of help with these tools on how to work that energy hygiene and how to only process what's actually mine in my body. It's like, oh, what a thought. Like,
Were you just processing the whole theater there?
yeah, yeah, it's so funny. As healers, right? We
Yeah.
take on so,
Right.
and as women, let alone
Yes.
the mothers that I work with,
Yes.
we take on so much. And in this climate right now,
Hmm.
whew,
Oh, it's
not
so
a short-term
important.
proposition.
I love your term for it, the energy hygiene. This is great.
Yeah.
I love that term. Being able to recognize what is energy that is ours to work, to heal, to clean,
Yep.
to clean
The
up,
schedule.
to schedule a time to let go of.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what isn't, right? Because we don't have to take a psychic shower for the whole world.
Amen.
We can just
Amen.
mop up our own. But in cleaning up our own space, it really does affect. That's the beauty of it. It does affect everyone without our
Everyone
having to
does.
be responsible for everyone. Just taking care of our own space really supports and affects everyone in also being able to take care of their own space.
Yeah. Yeah. The vibration, the frequency. Like we live in a quantum world.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any real arguing that from however left
Yeah.
brain didactic scientific of an angle you want to take. Like
Yes.
we're there.
Yep. We all
If
know it
I'm,
now. Our vibration affects the
yeah,
vibration around us. Yeah.
yeah. And the more we get clear on having our own permission to only process what's ours,
Right.
the more we can read and like have that certainty and that guidance around like, and John's being really nice to me. I know I just met him, but I don't think he likes me very much, and I'm trying to figure out what his problem is. Wait a minute, why am I trying to do that? Like you just like what?
Yeah.
Um, as opposed to why didn't he like me or blah blah blah.
Mhm.
Such a fascinating that it's clarity,
Yeah. Having clarity.
your own permission and all the clarity